Honorable Kaula, kawuthule uvala umlomo.
Rough cut. Hashtag it's a da.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Rough Cut on your favorite online TV, 4EVERSTREAM TV, your number one-stop TV channel. Today on my show, you know Mosingin Pete, I always have exciting guests. You know Mosangit, I'm the voice of the voiceless. I go and do what you ask me. I go and search for the people that you want to ask these burning questions, but you cannot get to. And today in studio, it is no different from any other episode. I have Omeriam, who is here representing the LGBTQIA community or the alphabet family. Did I say it right?
Yeah, you said it right.
Good. And I have Oscar Kanyane, who is he's contesting Johannesburg Youth League Regional Treasurer. Funimali. Did I say it correctly?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Yazine. I mean, I don't want to waste time. Let's just get into it. There is no stone that will not be a single change. First questions. Is there a space for the LGBTQIA community in politics? And how evident is that?
Is that to me?
For both of you.
Okay, I'll take it first. Okay, for me, in the meantime, I realized that, okay, the dynamics have changed a bit, but in reality, we're still not there in politics. Because if you realize, I mean, if Oscar could maybe name me 2 people who are out there in politics, who are in the LGBTI community, can you name 1 or 2? Why not?
Yeah.
I can name 1.
Yes.
Which is Mapasek Stephen. She's in the NEC.
So Mapaseka is carrying the whole LGBTQI community. How fair is that?
How fair is that?
So it's safe to say the government is failing us.
It's failing us because
the LGBT community is not recognized. But when we go to vote, I'm sure the government will be knocking. There'll be posters saying we support these people, so and so and so.
Look, I personally think there's been a lot of work done for that inclusion because remember, historically, especially in an African country like ours, this was not an accepted community of people. But of course, I think we've done great work into integrating society, into accommodating that. And I think a good representation of government and all mass democratic movement must represent the people. And if the people form part of this particular community, then they must form part of the decision-making of the country. The leadership, they have to be part of the economy. They have to be part of all sectors that are within our country. But I think we must be fair to say it's work in transition, you know. But I think where we are...
But how long is it going to take? Are we going to wait another, 29 years?
No, not even. I think where we are, and that was the point I was trying to get to, where we are right now, I think we are just about to reach the summit of it all, because we're seeing a lot of people from the community that are now even within our space, that are contesting space, that are comfortable to come out. I mean, I know that there's a mayor in KZN that identifies as gay in KZN. And you know, it's acceptable, the municipality is doing well, the community has confidence in that person, which tells you that there has been integration and it has been successful and it's getting better daily because there's more information available, there's more understanding, and there's more protection. I mean, with law enforcement and government protecting the community as they protect any other persons, but then there's been a priority. In as much as there's priority for men and women, there's also priority for this particular community because previously they were disadvantaged and they were targeted in communities. So I think we've done a lot of good work, even in the ANC, in the Youth League, to have that inclusion. You would know that the ANC Women's League now recognize people who identify with the LGBTQI community to be eligible to contest in the ANC Women's League so that they have space there. So it tells you really as a society and as an organization where we are going.
Oh, okay, so what are some of the programs that the ruling party or the government has in place to further intensify ukuthi the LGBTQ community is here? Or whether you accept it or not, they are here. What are some of the programs? Are there any programs, if akona? Is there any awareness?
Yeah, look,
because some can argue and say they are even victimized by the same police that they go and ask assistance from.
No, of course. And I think we can put it on the same level as women that are in abusive relationships when they go report at the police station. The type of issues we have when that happens, or when women and the vulnerable reach out to law enforcement, at least now we've got it on the same level, you know. And when we now deal with those type of issues, we deal with them on a comprehensive type of an approach, as opposed to an isolated case. And when you ask the question of what are we doing as an organization, I mean, there are organizational programs that, for instance, in a composition of an executive structure, there must be inclusion of women in as much as there must be inclusion.
Let's include Miriam.
Actually, it's been very limited, I must say. I've been seeing organizations outside of politics actually engaging with lesbians and gay people outside rather than politics. Actually, I wanted to come back to the part that gay people have been accepted in the Constitution since 1983. But till now, we're still trying to find our way into every single thing. Why is that? Can the government try and actually assist us, or why do we always have to fight for everything? Like even right now, we have to say, no, I'm a queer, can I also contest? I was going to just say that now that, okay, now we're allowing them. Why are we allowed? Why can't we just do it just like normal people like you straight? And why should I be questioned whether I'm gay or not?
Miriam is straight.
Spaghetti.
Okay, next question. People are often complaining about the Constitution. I wanted to go there. People are often complaining, saying it's a compromised Constitution. We were under pressure when that Constitution came into inception, whatnot and whatnot. Now, if you had to change or amend the Constitution, which clause or which bill would you run to? And why is that?
Was it to me? No, and I'd like to agree with a lot of people that would say that the Constitution is definitely compromised. If you have a Constitution that does not fundamentally seek to recorrect issues of the past and the brutal apartheid system, to rectify that in as far as the economy is concerned, brutally so, in as far as the land question is concerned, then it tells you, before we even get to a particular clause in the Constitution, but if the foundation of it is not to bring the previously disadvantaged black people in particular to a particular level, that is not the foundation of it, then it tells you that that Constitution, at its core, it is definitely compromised, because the majority based on that Constitution continues to be compromised from it. So yeah.
With my point of view, via the Constitution, it's actually just paper, because we don't practice it much.
What should we do to practice it?
Society, I think that...
Mind you are part of society.
Yeah, I get it. That's why I'm society. I find that society is the reason why many things don't happen. Like, okay, you'd find out, okay, the Land Act, it's there, but when you want to go find out what's happening with the land, nothing happens. With the gay rights as well, they're there, but are they practiced? Not really. I mean, you still get people being raped, corrective raped, murdered, hate crimes, and stuff like that. But then we do have a law that says you can't do that. So what does that mean? Everything is just on paper in jail.
So you find that we're living in a lawless country.
The law is there, but it's not practiced.
So we are living in a lawless country. Okay, we're living in a law. Do you think if we would have a female president, do you think things would change? We've been having male presidents, and our problems are not getting better. Instead, they're getting worse. So if we were to have a female president, do you think that things would change, or they would remain?
I believe they would change, because a female president always has a motherly instance, so that always want to look
So we
after
need a
their
mother,
cats.
not a president.
Right now, we've had too many presidents.
So we need a mother.
Yes.
Those males are not our father.
They
don't play the father
They
figure.
don't play the father role.
Yeah, no, I would like to differ, you know. I think the space allows for a woman to definitely come in, and it must be used, and nothing should barricade that. But I think we should base the question on capability and character. As opposed to...
So far, there are no females who are capable.
No, I am saying...
Miriam is not capable.
No, I'm saying...
I am not capable.
I'm saying that question should be answered on the merits of the particular individual you're talking about. South Africa is definitely ready for a female president, but I'm saying that it should not be the fundamental reason why we have a female president. We must have a female president because of those qualities. Because you see, when you lead a society, when you lead a country, you don't lead it with your gender. You don't lead it with, in our organization, we call it umkhabolo. You lead it with character, who you are, what you stand for, what you believe in. And that has little to do with your gender, you see.
Okay, Oscar and Miriam say, for you to be a leader, it's not about your gender, it's about the qualities that you have. But so far, all our leaders, all our past leaders, even the present one, they're all males. I think in the believe Iwan. I'm not gonna go there. I'll go to a break, and then when we come back, you'll find me here now, still grilling them with the questions that you want me to ask them. See you after the break.
It's not right to bring guns at school. Firstly, why won't kumuntu phuma emndenini alright? Abanye bangaletha ibami just because of depression. But ngaleyo depression leyo, it can harm even thina amanye ama students. So I advise ukuthi abazali stop depressing abantwana. Make them feel comfortable in life. Bayeke bathi strict. Cause umntwana, you never know.
Welcome back from the ad break. I told you they are not going anywhere. But I said, Oscar and Miriam, we are still talking about the things, the challenges, the social ills that are facing young people in South Africa. A lot of young people are unemployed. A lot of young people are frustrated. A lot of young people, I'm the Cuba community. A lot of young people, and I don't want to say we are a young country, but we are a relatively young country. A majority. It's young people. We are 29 years in democracy. What does that say to you when the stats keep on rising every day of unemployment? The stats keep on rising every day of a crime. As a young person, especially as a young person saying, I'm a politician. You're not in politics, you're a politician. You speak to young people on a daily basis. What do you say to those young people? Yeah,
no, that's true. And I think one of the biggest disappointments of post-democracy is exactly that. And if we want to speak about the government of South Africa and the true reflection of what it has done, it's properly reflected in the unemployment rate of the youth. And it's very, very disappointing. And I mean, myself as an activist, and you convince people to join this activism that we are doing, and you're speaking to an unemployed person. It's a very, very difficult thing to have to do. However, I do believe that one of the solutions is for young people to be stubborn about swelling the ranks of leadership so that we can speak to solutions that speak to us. And more importantly is that as young people, we must focus on coming into community to come up with these solutions.
But why must we fight? Why must we be stubborn? Whereas whenever there's a door-to-door, at my house, I've never seen an old person knocking. It's always a young person knocking at my door. So why should we be stubborn? But when it comes to doing these campaigns, these things, we are at the forefront. When it comes to jobs, we are forgotten. Why?
Correct. And
why are we being used?
And think about it. You see, a door-to-door is a program of the ANC, and it's been administered by the immediate upper structure to branch.
Not only the ANC, the governing party, but all parties are doing door-to-doors. Parties will call you. You see these people, when their job opportunities in their companies or whatever, they'll never call you. But when it's time to vote, a certain party is going to call you and say, we're doing a survey, can you please do this and that? But they'll never say, in my company, there's an open space, can you come? Are you employed? Why is that? Why are we being used?
You're correct. You're absolutely correct. And the solution and the point I was trying to get to with what I was saying earlier is that it's a door-to-door is a program. I'll only speak for the ANC because I'm a member of that organization and the Youth League. That program determined and coordinated by an upper structure. Who is that upper structure? I'm just saying to you that if those people were young people coordinating those programs, there will be the same young people that are coordinating programs that speaks to employment and other social ills that affect us as young people in as far as the economy is concerned. So I'm saying part of the solution is for young people because we understand what is there and we have a better comprehensive view of the future than our elders, no disrespect intended. Therefore, if we are there, all of these things, you see, a young person calling me to a door-to-door means something different to an old person who's been in government since '94 and hasn't done anything tangible.
But why do you keep them in power knowing that they haven't done anything? Why do you keep them in power when every day a young person is murdered, every day a young person is raped, every day a young person loses a job, every day we are faced with load shedding right now, at 10 o'clock, it's going to go off. You see, I'm a young person, I am trying to make ends meet, but the ruling party is against me. But tomorrow, you are going to come at my door and knock and say, Ms. T, can you please come and do this? But when you are here right now and you are going to go to at 10, we're pressed for time. I'm cutting all your answers because we're pressed for time. And why? Why are we being used? Why? Don't you get tired?
The simple thing is, young people need to come into community. We need to be one. We need to come together. We need to work together for these solutions. Organization, there's no organization.
Until when? I started being an activist when I was 10. I joined these activist groups when I was 14. I am over 30 now. I am still here. I haven't seen much change. It's the same people over and over again. Miriam, please come in.
As I say, I see you chowing him. And it's actually the truth. I actually wanted to also give an input a bit. Look, I feel like the government has failed us in the part of our education system. That is why we're finding young people in the unemployment rate. Because if we were able to actually stop doing more theory and more practical in the education system, I promise you we would find less people who are unemployed because they'll be able to do on their own. But because, again, as you're saying, young people should come together. Where do we find you? Because if it wasn't for Nomti, we wouldn't know where you are. So can you bring more young people down to the ground? Not from there, down to the ground, work our way up. That's how we're actually going to change this whole scenario.
So if I were to say, young people, stop being used, why can't, when the voting comes, all young people, you take your CVs, and ballot papers instead of voting? Why not do that? Show these people who are thinking, we're tired of you. Are you not tired?
No, of course.
Are you not tired?
I'm very
and
tired.
then, but why do we go and vote? Nothing is changing since 1994. My mom voted. She's never been employed. My father, same thing. Same thing Ekaya, everyone Ekaya. And I'm sure that we are experiencing the same things because we are from the same community. But come vote. We're the first people say go vote. For what?
You know, look, this is a system.
And then you talk about education. These people's children, abafundila, they're
That's what I'm
overseas
saying.
because
We need to bring
education
them
here
here.
why they are not worthy of education here. When they are sick, these people go to Russia, these people go to the US, go wherever. But they're saying to us, we have faith in this
public clinics.
Public clinics. We have faith in this. So Tina, we must go and take.
Here's the point, and it's a very short point. And I would say, look, elections happen every 5 years at a national level.
During that 5 years, yes,
can I just please make this point? They happen every 5 years, and in that 5 years, right? What happens in that 5 years?
We are suffering.
As a young
In that 5 years, we are suffering as a young person.
In the context,
Unemployment rate is rising in that 5 years.
Please let me finish this point. In the context of you being a young person, what are you doing to better the solution? Is it a thing of we're hoping that this government will do better? Or how are you improving the situation? We have an organization that has all structures in place that we can enter and participate and actually be that change before even election happens. What happens because the important thing is not what happens on election day. The important thing is what happens in between. And I'm not saying
you are taking me somewhere. To my viewers, there's a program that I last year April I once attended. It was by a certain department. We went to training. Oscar was one of those people in that training. I don't know why Bali. He was one of that person in that training. We went in that training. We were promised laptops. We were promised stipends. We were promised to be absorbed. Till today, you know what happened? A few months back, 2-3 months back, we saw people being employed. We don't know what happened. We went to that department. Yeah. Oscar was there. We went to that department. I'm not going to say which department. We went to that department. We requested a meeting. He was there in that meeting. We still promised lies. We came back, we texted that person in that department, still more lies came. And now, what are we supposed to do? Oscar, I'm answering your question when you say, in that 5 years, what is happening? We've been trying. We went to that program. We went to that training. And we promised if you come here, if you perform well, we were the top performers in that group. We were promised laptops, 20 people to pass and do well, you're going to get 20 laptops. Do you have your laptop, Oxford? Do you have your laptop?
No, I don't. But the director and the MEC were forced to respond
Why
to
don't
us.
you have that laptop, Oscar?
No, I'm saying we had a meeting.
Did you get your stipend,
No,
Oscar?
hold on.
Did you get your
Hold on.
stipend, Oscar?
No, but
Did you get your laptop? Oscar, did you get a laptop?
no, but it's not about the
Did
laptop.
you get absorbed?
It's not about that.
Did you get your
It's not
stipend?
about that. It's
Did
not
you
about
get
that.
stipend?
Don't
What
worry,
I'm-
you
what
guys
I'm-
have a year.
What I'm saying
This year
to you,
you'll be absorbed.
What I'm saying to you is, young people are used day in, day out. Young people, what are we going to do about this? Why should I go and vote? That is why I'm getting it. Why should I go and vote when I've been voting? I don't know how many times I've voted, Oscar. Maybe 5 or 6 times. I'm not that old. Maybe 5 or 6 times. I'm not sure. And I haven't seen change.
But the question
I am
is,
fighting for change
What is your
each and every
role
day.
as soon as you vote? Do you vote and go home and wait for things to happen, or you have an immediate role to also influence and be part of what is happening?
Oscar is such a politician,
no,
guys.
it's not being a commitment. You know, we need to focus on bringing youth together, and that's the point I'm trying to say. In whatever that we do, if we can come together, we can challenge the status quo. Bring young people to, like what you said, let's bring people back. Right? Young people must come from the community into structures that allow them to be able to speak. You know, at branch level, you know, for example, the list process is going to start in the ANC soon, you know, to determine the coming processes. Young people must be interested to influence those things, not just to go there and vote. Be part of it. You understand? And you said young people are being used. We are being used because we fail to put ourselves into community towards one objective. We fail to do
So we're
that.
disorganized.
We are very disorganized. And a part of
But why are we
failure-
disorganized?
Part of the failures of the ANC is to nyaupefy the ANC Youth League. The ANC Youth League is on nyaupe. It's a zombie. If that organization can be empowered
Miriam,
to come back
come in.
up, we may be able to bring this youth
Come in,
to
Miriam.
community.
Come in, Miriam.
Oscar's making
When you
me
talk
laugh.
about young people, I get emotional because I've experienced some of these things. And he's experienced them too. But to Oscar is a politician, so he will always stand his ground, always defend. As in, Miriam, come in.
You know, I'm hearing you, Oscar, and you're defending political parties. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Not anytime
can't
soon.
fly.
It's not going to happen anytime soon. We'll still be here in the next 20 years or so if there's no change. And I'm not talking about collision. Collision won't work. But we need a leader who actually can basically absorb everybody as a whole and actually start identifying what are the reasons why young people are unemployed. Why is Nyaupe taking over everything? Right now, you've got young men who are not working. They're looking very dirty. What are you as the youth league saying about them? We're just saying, yeah, they're Nyaupe kids, but we don't actually go out and find out why are they Nyaupes.
No, but you see, again, when, for example, in Alexandria, and I think this thing is happening in Ivory Park, where they started these street committees, and one of their primary targets is to deal with Nyaupe. That's the community. They put themselves into that community, they took Shambox, and then they patrolled. Any Nyaupe they see, if they see a Nyaupe, Ziakar. You understand? And that is not a government.
Oscar, Oscar, stop.
You see,
They want to stop
So
me.
you're beating kids.
No, I'm just
This
saying.
is my
I'm just
show.
saying it's an initiative.
You are against my show.
No, it's an initiative
You're
from the
using
community.
corporal
So
punishment.
it goes back to us bringing back that system of communities. We have to do that. And as young people, so
The premier, Oscar,
Mandela,
Oscar,
what they did when they wanted the armed struggle, the first thing they did is to organize themselves.
Oscar is in a program addressing the masses.
Okay.
The premier had a great initiative of cleaning up Gauteng. There was that program of Abonya Upes whereby he, I don't know, when like a rehab, whereby he takes Abonya Upes to the rehab and then come back.
Government of the ANC.
Okay, the government of the ANC did that, but
But then
corner,
it was premier.
corner to corner,
Through the government
corner
of
to
the
corner,
ANC.
corner to corner,
still finding them.
there's Nyaupes. House to house, there are houses whereby they're selling Nyaupes. You go and you report those people doing that, you become a target. You know what I've noticed with our police system? Now? You go, you report a crime anonymously. Tomorrow we will know that Miriam did this. Miriam reported that house. So how safe are we? Corner to corner, there's people still smoking in Nyaupe. You go to rehab, you come back, there are no activities for you to do, there are no programs. What was the point of you going to rehab? What are you doing as the ANC Youth League that you are so much in love with?
No, look, I mean...
And the LGBTQIA, you must also play a role in saying, well, we don't want this Nyaupes. This is what we have come up with. This is what we think we can do. This is what we think can help Abonyaupes. These are the activities. What have you guys done? Because it cannot only be government. Government can only do so much. At the end of the day, government... Growing up, we were told, you are the government. What is government? You are the government. I'm not government. Tomorrow, the president will say, the government employs people. Which is which, guys?
See, I think when
I
you
hope,
start saying government,
I hope Nitoli question
you're going about it wrong. The problem is also society, us as individuals. We don't take responsibility for anything. We always tend to blame that government. Everything is always that government. I don't work, it's that government. I have kids, it's the government. Anything that happens, crime, it's the government. So for me, I feel like society as well, we need to take responsibility of everything that happens in our lives. Yeah, you can say that, yeah, we should have community members, maybe I'm a CPF, trying to deal with crimes and Yobe kids, but that's not gonna work because already society is already screwed up the kids already.
No, firstly, look, we need jobs. You need jobs. The Nyaope antidote is jobs. That's the first antidote. But of course,
But then they stopped before.
The government of the ANC, you'd see that it's a very caring government. You see, I mean, if they take you to a 5-star hotel to deal with your addiction and give you that level of care, I mean, it tells you a lot about the type of government you have. But nonetheless, it's not enough. What we need, if young people are employed, we'll have less people prone to that peer pressure. But of course, it's not just that. You know, there are other elements that make people go into drugs. So you need that level of government that has that level of care, and which the government of the ANC is that exact type of a government. And even going into elections is something that people need to remember. But again, I repeat this point that young people need to swell the structure so that they influence what that governing party is doing. You have to be part of it. You can't participate every 5 years only at elections. You can't do that. You need to be part of it on a daily, on an hourly, every second.
I'm out of time. I'm out of time.
Where do I find you?
I'm out of time. We will continue. We will continue with the conversation online. You know, most Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It's Forever Stream TV. Forever Stream TV. Angitenias rough cut. Guys, thank you for coming. I enjoyed the show, even though I still have more questions to ask you. But the load shedding. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you next time. Forever Stream TV, rough cut.